Okay, so here I'm trying to unlock the underground arena so then I can do get the 12 wins and then get Spectral Ner'zhul from that, assuming it'll still be around by the time I ever do this. But the likelihood of actually winning 12 games is going to be pretty crazy low. Right, like even for the best players or the best records that you get, right, you're not going to get that often. So I don't know how many tries it would take. And I'm obviously out of practice with the current state of arena too. And it wasn't really all that enjoyable, even from what I was doing, because it was like very oh, I did get some of the cool card backs though that I always like, although I forget how that works for arena, because oh yeah, this is the new expansion, so that could tie into one of my favorite cards. Like they could make a new version of it or something, like with the whiz bang, expansion. They made like a new whiz bang card, so they could make like a new what is that called, the Fires of Zinazari, but the other one, Explore on Goro. Right, it could be, they could do another card kind of like that. I always like those kind of transformative cards, so it's actually pretty fitting too. I wasn't thinking about that at all, but I just got this card back the last time because it's the one I always call like the wild legend card back, is what it could be, because it has all the vines like wild. It has the, orange looking circle in the middle that kind of is like the legend icon anyway. So this could pass off as a wild legend card back if they so had desired to make one. So I was just getting it for that reason because I always like how it looked, but I didn't realize obviously it would tie in pretty well to this expansion too. So here, I just want to keep seeing that thing is actually on the whatever. Like I don't know when they'll take it off from that. Maybe they'll never do it, or it'll be a super long time. 12 wins in the underground. Yeah, that's actually interesting. Maybe it'll be like that forever. Like that's just the period reward for winning 12 games in here, or they'll give it like a season or two and then do it. I'm not sure. Yeah, first we have to unlock the damn thing. So I've done a couple arenas. Oh yeah, the reason why it doesn't feel that fun, the state of arena right now, is because everything feels sort of every game goes on super long. You're going to like fatigue mode. Everybody has legendaries, everybody has everything, so it becomes too it starts to feel too over the top, right? Where it doesn't feel really organic, or I don't know, it just feels very contrived and bloated, and like it doesn't feel like there's aggro decks even possible in here anymore. There's no such thing. Nobody's winning, not saying it should happen a lot, but nobody's winning on like turn 8 or something and just rushing down, right? They're winning on like turn 25 and they have like a million answers for everything, so you can't do anything. Like, we have that little Alec here as our legendary with the whatever. This deck always seemed decent, but I mean we're 2-1, and you can only lose 2 obviously, or you can only win 5. So even if I won 3 more now because we're 2-1, we would still need to do another one to get the underground unlocked. I hate feeling that way about arena too, but it just feels like a constructed almost control type of game where you're gonna go through everything, you're gonna see all your cards, you're gonna get every interaction possible, and then it's a matter of who wins after that. Like everything is just guaranteed to happen, right? There's no mystery to it. Or like, oh, could I get off to the races here? Not that this is meant to be an aggro deck anyway, but if it was, could I like rush him down by like turn 7 or 8? Is that possible? No, of course not. It's literally impossible because they'll have a million different answers for everything. Oh yeah, I do have a little bit of dragon synergy and shit in here, but yeah, like your legendary is built around with these. Like I still don't know actually if that's how that Alec here works. I think it gave me something different too, because it says add a rush, divine shield, taunt, wind fury. it could mean that all in one, or it could mean that individually. Like if you only have a Rosh, only have a Divine Shield. Let's see. But that's sometimes the problem with Arena too, is like it's the best thing is not going to be the most fun or interesting interaction necessarily. It'll be like, you have to go for something boring, but then again, that kind of contradicts what I was saying, where now it's like everybody just gets a million different things. So it can lead to some good quality games, don't get me wrong, but there should be a more of a deviation in playstyle, where it shouldn't be like always, it's going to go to like fatigue mode every single time, right? We haven't seen a single one that really hasn't. I feel like I wouldn't mind, okay, even if I lose here on turn 7 or something, right, go with the PvZ heroes pace or some shit. Yeah, that Clash Royale is very interesting for the whole real-time aspect of it. Their board isn't too big of a deal, but it's I could like do that and then coin something out. Oh, but I don't want the, I could just do it. Let's see what we get, but then we might overflow our hand if it's gonna give me all of the above. See, that checked all the boxes, that checked all the boxes. That only checked one of the boxes, so that counted as a taunt, I guess. For that, like, I don't know. I feel like it did that before too. Let's see. This seems very good. I was even saying it seems busted when I was doing it, getting it in the draft. Yeah, like this is literally. It just seems like a joke if you go back in time and say like, oh, if you show somebody this from like 5 years ago or 10 years ago at Hearthstone, it'd be like, oh, this must be a legend level control deck, like some kind of legend rank 1 control matchup. But oh wait, it's just a random arena game, like, and never mind what those would look like now, like an actual legend rank thing. But it's just something feels dumb about it, but I don't know. You basically got to slow pace it, is the point. All right, we're gonna have a certain amount of elemental stuff going on. And yeah, each one of these games is going to last like 20-30 minutes long. So to win 12 games would take you literally fucking a whole day, which you might say, oh, that would have been the case before too, but it wouldn't have been as bad. There would always be some games that go quickly, some aggro games, some stuff like that. We could do that, but so again, you might think, oh, somebody's going to get an advantage here, but it's all meaningless because, I don't know, it's just such a weird thing. But whenever you think, oh, somebody might be winning or run away with it, it just goes on and on forever, which is a sign of, obviously, the power creeped out state of the game, but it's something more than that, too. they're kind of pushing certain things like, oh, everybody has to be guaranteed to get a legendary and support for the legendary, and you know, that's almost how they could do drafts in Pokemon. Like when people question that, I said, oh, why doesn't this, like I was playing TCG Live or the one before that, and it's like, oh, it should have a draft mode, but then, oh, how could they do that? Because of evolutions. Whenever they offer you something, or they could offer you like one or two, you know, significant things for an evolution chain, it's like they give you all of them, and you might think, oh, that's unfair, but then, you know, it's the only way it makes sense, because you know, like the same way here, it'll give you the legendary, but also some synergy cards with it, so it makes sense. Yeah, this game is in a weird state. Like if this would be the perfect thing to not recommend to a new player. Like, should you play this for the first time if you haven't, or if you haven't played it in years? This I would rather tell you to play like Constructed with Renounced Darkness or Explore and Goro, or, you know, one of the gimmick fun cards. This feels like trash because it's just too much shit going on. Like, I don't know, something doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem like it would be enjoyable if you're just playing the game for the first time. At least with that constructed kind of wild gimmickry, you know, you kind of know what you're getting, or it's meant to be random. Deal 2. I mean, I could just do that a whole bunch. Oh my god. Oh my god, but yeah, just time these games and look at how long they take. Like, is this what Arena should feel like? And there were stages throughout the game's history where that was the case, or again, certain decks, and you know, if you obviously choose to make a deck that way, but like more slow pace, but it just feels guaranteed, right? That's what takes the fun out of it. No, it should be able to end in 5 turns. If somebody really catches you off guard and gets lucky with an aggro thing, like, it's fine, right? It should be an option at least. You know, it seems like, wow, what a great advantage they have, but they won't be able to do anything with it because they still, oh shit, that could be a problem though. That'll be good at least to pop the Divine Shield, but that maybe wasn't the best. Wait, the Divine Shield. Oh, that's even cool. I didn't get that interaction before, I guess. Because I would normally always hit into something. So the Divine Shield stays even if the turn ends. So you attack something, or you just do it and don't even attack anything. But then because it didn't pop the shield, it stays even now. So if he hits me now, it should only hit 1. Of course, it's not like it's going to stack, like if I keep doing that every turn, but that is really cool. So I just always would, you know, use it so you'd never get to see that happen. Yeah, this is an interesting format with like the permadeath game sessions. Like, oh, I do chess till I lose a game, then I do that Clash Royale till I lose a game, then I do this till I lose a game, but when it's this guaranteed, like I'm losing the first game in all of them every time, it will make it sort of a nightmare to edit that, because then I would want to upload each one together. So I'd have to go through every session just to get, you know, put all the Hearthstone ones together, put all the chess ones together. Now it seems like he might win, and he actually might, even though I was complaining about how long these things go on for, but Was that really fucking... Destroy the lowest attack, enemy minion. I think just kind of costs too much though. Let's do these two together then. Alright, that's not too bad. We still have a chance. I mean, we have all these recovery moments. I did something wrong that turn when I was trying to... Like before, when I thought I was gonna be able to have enough to finish this, but... Again, it's like turn whatever, I lost count, but we're gonna be into the... You know... Get through more than half of your deck every game. There's no aggro, there's no... You know, I don't know what you would even expect from this. I mean, those taunts have been really a pain. Right now, I shouldn't be able to deal with that. Or no, I could still... Oh, no. Because I could have done this and gotten rid of those and then something. But... I don't know. I think it's over. Now he's got 9, 10. I mean, it should be pretty much over, but who knows? I just really needed an AoE there. Yeah, I swear that this will take like a half an hour for one game. It's crazy. Yeah, between like Clash Royale, Duelist 2, and maybe something else, PvZ Heroes, like those are 3 different kind of style of card games that... Oh, I should have just done that though. Those are like different style ones, like so a grid based where the movement and the spaces are very controlled and relevant, like a Fire Emblem style. You get that with Duelist 2. I haven't seen any other card games really like that. Then the Clash Royale, where it's real time, and then the PvZ Heroes, where it's sort of lane based and more. All 3 of them place like a different emphasis on the placement of stuff. Like where, you know, this has a limited number of spaces of minions, but it's not as relevant. Like, you know, the lanes, you have a fixed amount, and it's like very different effects on each one, like the height and the water and stuff. And then it's also like I like how much work they put into those too, like the voices of the actual shit. Of the actual, not only for the countless avatars of it, but okay, so here I'm going to continue trying to get to the 7-win threshold to unlock the actual underground arena, and then do that to... I guess I lost the last one, so 3 out of 7. This actually has been a pretty bad showing, where may as well pick priest, since I keep complaining that all these are going to be like control long-winded shit anyway. And this thing was insane, like with the fatigue. You know, if I'm going to complain about fatigue, then okay, we'll get in that, and that makes you immune to it. Right, that seems almost busted, but you're not always going to last that long. This thing has been really good. Oh, that's a weird effect. Whenever you heal an enemy, this attacks it. That seems like too much work, though. 1 cost. I would say, oh, that can give you Divine Spirit and or Fire, but Divine Spirit's going to be 2. Lowest cost, highest cost Dragon. This seems like badly statted for today's standard, but copy of enemy minion. Yeah, these games go on forever, I swear. So it kind of benefits the priest, but everybody sort of starts to feel the same way. Like you can't just be aggro anymore. Everything's kind of bloated. One cost copy. Any damage around Shadow Soul? I mean, some of this you can't really guarantee is going to even come into play. And to be fair, even as long-winded as this seems, this might be my first time ever playing kil'jaeden actually, because I've never actually used him in a deck, I don't think. Or I think I had him in a deck, or that was also Sargeras. The weirdest thing happened with Sargeras, like, he comes out, right, that whole expansion and everything, and then I'm disenchanting stuff to try to craft him. I'm like, okay, I want to put him in a deck. And so I disenchant a whole bunch of stuff, and then I open a couple packs to try to get more things to disenchant to get dust so I can make him. But then in one of those packs, I actually get him. Not even just that I get a legendary, but I actually get Sargeras itself. Like, what are the chances of that? I think that clip was the one that made me, or not even made me make a third channel, but it's like the first one on my third channel that I put. That now is starting to actually gain subscribers. That one was kind of funny. It's like, I have the main channel, which has like 334 subscribers now, which that I post like once a week, right? Like some major episode. Like usually what I try to do is like every week or every 2 weeks, I post like a full video of something, like a full episode of something, usually something I'm playing for the first time, like that flex format type thing. Then the following week, I would do a clip of something, like a little short highlight clip moment, like 30-second clip. And then the following week, I do another full episode. So I kind of alternate that. That's meant to be like more higher quality, so to speak, just where, you know, you're not spamming uploads constantly and whatever. It's more like a one-off, doing something more noteworthy, or like playing something for the first time. Then the second channel I have has like 120 subscribers or so. That was the second one I made, where that's just meant for the more constant upload. See, that's why I made it, because I felt like, you know, I don't want to spam upload on the first one, so I have the second one just for those more regular uploads. Those are like where I try to keep up with what I'm doing currently. Like all these kind of streams that I've been doing, I'll just upload them together, right? Combine like all the chess sessions from the week and upload it as one. Combine all the Clash Royale, combine all the Hearthstone like we were doing here, into one, and just upload those as regular episodes. And then finally, it's also for me to try to catch up on some of my old uploads, like, you know, I was doing Spirit of Justice and stuff. Some of that I would do on my first channel, and then I started doing it on the second one, so as to not spam it on there. And then the third one I made just for like random clips or weird stuff that's in excess, where I don't want to spam on the second channel either, right? So that I started with, this was one of the first clips where I get Sargeras there, and then yeah, I have this one thing, one clip discussing the psychology behind foot fetishes, because I have such a strong ideation background in psychology, and that's something I always would do in the past and discuss things. So that one surprisingly gotten like 2,000 views, and for whatever reason, it's made that channel actually get up to like 20 subscribers, whereas before it was just kind of random and dead. That and some of the random chess clips I do get a certain amount of views. So that's just more so to explain the logic of each of those, even though it does seem excessive for a small channel. You would think like, oh, just put them all on the same one and just hope that it, you know. But I kind of like the organization of that. Like each one has like a purpose to it. So Pterodactyl steals 1 health. Covers spell. But yeah, just the point being that some of the first clips I did on there were Hearthstone ones. So it's like, oh, I don't want to wait a week to have to do it on the main channel, right, for the one clip of the week, but I also don't want to spam it. So it gives you just an outlet to just dump stuff on there. What if you had this as a counter to like fucking Reno Jackson or something, right? This would just shut down so many things. Like there's too many things that end up being just hard counters. Where like Jade Idol, or not Jade Idol, but Skulking Geist is like one of the worst examples. like, oh, how do you deal with that? You just can't. If you know, if you involve a one cost card, or it just feels very contrived and just meant to hard counter something that maybe people are complaining about at the time and feels overpowered. So the solution is, oh, let's just create one thing that's imbalanced just to counter another thing that's imbalanced. It's dormant for 2 turns, that probably won't be worth it, but then again, the pace is so slow, like I'm saying. You basically just, you know, you might joke that, like, oh, draft all the new cards from the newest expansion, just because, just as a theme, right? Like, a lot of people would do that as a format, right? Oh, you have to pick the new card just because. But in a certain sense, that's somewhat valid too, because usually it's going to be better. Like, the older a card is, just with power creep, it's going to be worse. So I don't know if these all have to be like from the last 2 years, like that kind of standard set, because it feels like some of them are older than that, right? But I don't know, sometimes the arena rules are weird, and like once you unlock the underground, why would you even do this one? But maybe because it's shorter form, like you can only go up to 5 and 2, or 2 losses 5 wins. Deal 3 to a minion. I don't know. Pulling a higher cost card, deal 4, which I typically will because I have so many. Nostalgic clown. Everybody who loves vanilla WoW, am I right? But all the vanilla fanboys, including myself. But you know, I always argue it from a different perspective. Forget about whether you think it's so good or not, or whether, you know, best game ever, perfect thing. It's not even about that, right? Again, I always say, like, you wouldn't say that about any other medium, like some old movie, like, oh, The Godfather's old news, you don't need to watch that, even though it's a classic and revered, right? Let's just destroy every copy of it and you can never watch it again, right? Even though you've heard so many positive things about it, you would never say that. Or, oh, just watch the newest one, like part 3, or just watch some new movie, right? You would never say that. You would say you deserve the chance to get to experience it just like everybody else did. Maybe you, obviously, you weren't alive then, or there's so many different purposes, right? So because it's an online game and it requires the servers and upkeep, then people shill for it and change the criteria, and they act like, well, you know, it's like, now you now it's somehow okay, like, oh, just play current retail WoW. That's 2 totally different things, right? It's not about even whether it's better or not. It's just different. Maybe it suits your preferences. Maybe there's certain things you didn't get to do in there, but maybe you've never even played it at all. You never had the chance. You're too young. You weren't alive then, or you just didn't get around to it, right? So it's more just a preference, right? Like, oh, if you don't complain that you can't play Ocarina of Time, just go play Breath of the Wild or something, right? Like, oh, just do the newer one. It's just better, and it, you know, but better in every way. People say, oh, better graphically, better this, better that. But it's not a direct comparison. It's just to say, should you have the option to go back and do experience a classic if you want? And in the case of that, you can easily do it any time. But in the case of digital stuff, then, oh no, you might lose the chance to do it forever because, oh, you just, it has to be online, or that's the worst combination. I mean, digital alone can sometimes have that issue of just being delisted. Although I think that's dumb if it's like a single player thing. Like, why did they even do that? But yeah, like it creates these weird reactionary arguments that, you know, people will somehow defend it or say, oh, just do the newest one. But it's not about that, right? You should have the chance to experience something just for the sake of it. Doesn't mean it's you know, because using that nostalgia argument is stupid. It might not even be nostalgia. It might be collateral nostalgia, like, oh, you've heard other people glorify it, so now you want to try it. But it just doesn't make sense, right? You should have the option. But with a lot of things, you can't do that because um this seems cute, but again, the main reason isn't to have 40 total health, but it's as a heal. That actually doesn't even seem like that good of a card. Like, consider, I don't know, by today's standards, even as insane as it would seem at face value for 10, it's going to be a very slow card. Like, you could just, if you're losing badly and you do it, you're still going to get destroyed the next turn, and it's not going to save the position. It's just meant to more stall it out. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's not actually considered that good, but in very specific you know, high control type stuff, which I even complain is sometimes what arena feels like is very control heavy. I don't know what the dark gifts even are, but hero power this turn 3/3. I don't know what the theme of what I'm even trying to do is. I don't like to take too many of the same card. In fact, we could do almost like a Reno type thing because nothing has multiple copies. Or what if one of those, like how I get kil'jaeden, right? You're legendary. What if the things you get along with that count against you that way? Like it gives you two. I think Alakir did that. It'll give me two of something, right? Along with it, and then I'll get a card later that maybe says if you only have one copy of each card, you get a benefit. So now it would ruin that because that one forces you to do that at the beginning. We don't really have any AoE, but that's very expensive. Feels like I have a couple dragons, but maybe that's not the best thing to do. One cost suitcase. I mean, that's a form of card draw, even in a convoluted way. Of which, I don't know why I thought that was two costs, but rush, lifesteal. The reason you have 5 mana. I feel like I just don't have enough AoE. But fuck it, I'll just go for high cost. You know, this is like really trying to take the piss with the whole control complaints that I've had. Elemental. This thing can be very annoying and sticky. For some reason it always makes me think of Until Dawn with those stupid ass totems that you pick up. Let's get a you know what, I'll troll. I'll even troll it. I'll have a second one of those. So who is gonna expect in this kind of format? Right, that we have fatigue, so we can last forever with this if they start to deck out. Then we can do this twice over. Like, what is the... Now, the downside is that if you do it too early, it's going to ruin, you know, what else you have in there. You might have to be disciplined and wait a while. You could do some kind of crazy chain with this if you play a bunch of spells. So yeah, let's try this as a bit of a troll thing. So we're trying to just last it out as much as possible, which tends to happen anyway, so... I don't mind even keeping those, especially with the coin, which you could criticize, but fuck. Sometimes you end up getting just higher, especially with this kind of curve. Right, what I could have gotten for getting rid of those could have been even higher.
Blessings to you.
I think she was a free one that you could get on the shop, but then a lot of people missed it because... Maybe because they didn't realize that. Right, they put free stuff on the shop, which is an oxymoron, because then, oh, it wouldn't be a shop then, but just to try to get you to go to the shop and look at it. Okay, I mean, I can afford to do this, but it was maybe a bad sign that we have too many 4-cost or just high-cost stuff in general. This is, in fact, given how slow this is, I almost wouldn't mind doing this, but... What is this kindred thing? If you play the same minion type or spell... I think rush is pretty fitting when you're already having to wait for it. 4 mana, 8/8 with rush, wind fear. I mean, obviously it has the dormant downside, but... So I could almost do that too. Right, so if I do it now... But I didn't get the benefit of that, obviously, from whatever. It's not like I could have done that. So this is... maybe I'm being a bit too slow and trying to almost troll. Like I'm trying to push this too much. It's nice that you think you're going to be a control arena player, but... Um, like some matchups might not be as forgiving as this one. Yeah, we'd be immune to fatigue mode, and let me rehash my criticism of the card backs. Like, when you have fewer cards in there, you start to see more of the center, which doesn't even make sense because it should be the same angle. But the fact that, I call it like my Ryan Gosling avatar moment where he complains about the font and gets so bothered by it. Something, a little pet peeve. So the fact that, they have so many good card backs in this game and you pay money for them at times and stuff, but then they don't even lay it flat down so you can see it. Right, like you put it at this weird angle where you can barely see it, which is so dumb. And then even here you can't see it fully, so what is this? I mean, there's no reason not to do that, I guess. All right, we survive all that, even though I'm a little bit low, but that's why we have those two Amara's wishes or whatever. I forgot already what it's called. I was always notoriously bad for that. Like, I don't even process the card's name. I just try to remember what it is, what it does. Like, name for function, absolute tendency. If you know, you know. But it's like the whatever name for function like that, where because a lot of the names are just gimmicks. Like some of these, at least, if it's a character, right? That's one thing, but. A rush would be pretty appropriate here. This isn't looking too great, though. I do need something to sort of slow this down a little bit. Is the whole point of this, I guess, just to... Everything is just too multifaceted. Like, look at how many different things you can do with the same thing. Deal 5, gain 5 armor, do like a million different effects in one. They're going to have to start shrinking down the card text to fit all this shit. What a perfect counter, though. I can't argue with that. It's like, who needs spells anymore? Just fucking... And it's a heal, like... Everything becomes too multifaceted. That was a pretty perfect top deck. Not that I couldn't have done other things, but... Again, do I dare to do kil'jaeden? And I definitely shouldn't, right? That should be a last resort. Like, if it really does get to fatigue mode, then we just win. Because it's not even about the quality of it then. It's just like, we're immune to fatigue and they're not. So, and they have no idea that we're going to be able to do that. So... Yeah, things like lifesteal, especially with taunt, end up being such a troll because no matter how much you try to rush somebody down, if you have to get through that, like you hit it with 5 different little weenie things to get through, and they'll heal for like their full health, right? In the process, it becomes so annoying to deal with that. Alright, so at least we recovered our health, but his position has been consistently pretty good. Where it's hard to... we could just do this, even though it doesn't seem that good. Dies, discover a demon. Again, we're just on the high cost train here. And of course, the lifesteal is always a great stalling tech. I mean, if you just look at the style of this, it's so stupid. Like now I wanted to go on another 20 turns and have to flex this after doing the Amara thing. That's one of my favorite cards, obviously. Just use it with the elusive, evasive thing. But that's going to make it so that, oh, wow, he's mid-range because he's going to really try to win with these good values on the board. But he doesn't realize he's playing against control because we'll survive all that. Although that could be very difficult to survive, to be fair. So we better try to really put pressure for now. Even though doing this doesn't seem worth it, it's just like is there ever a reason to go face anymore? Like with all the millions of things they have to. He's stacking armor like it's fucking Justicar Armor Warrior. I'm getting lifesteal like it's gonna last a century to end this. Like, so let's see how much value he actually gets out of that. I'm actually kind of jealous though. I'd love to see that in a arena. Lorthamar seems like the perfect arena type card actually, because it's just you get to that point and it's just gonna give you so much value, right? For the random minions that you might have that don't have synergy, it's still gonna just make them really good. Alright, that's still good. Yes, he's gonna have an answer for that too. Or again, if he just gets a really strong board, 5 mana 10/10. What is this Gigantosaurus from Magic? We should have answers for some of this, but it doesn't. Always do your discover effect first, kids. Never another friendly minion has health equal to this. I guess that suitcase thing was pretty good. Alright, this is still an okay spot to be in, but if to survive some of it with expecting his shit to get crazy here. So imagine I survive all this, a fully beefed out Lorthamar, you know, everything, and then I still end up winning with this. But doing it now doesn't. Although each turn them getting +2/+2, maybe I should have done it sooner. I'm trying to be too slow now. If I just can't deal with this, I'm screwed. I don't have like as much direct removal as I guess I thought. Like, how do I just deal with this? This is kind of crazy. Like, some of his values are just getting out of hand. Oh, now I can't use that. Fuck. It's not the end of the world, but it's just like, if he summons something else big now, like I don't have those kind of big removal options that I should. Maybe I should have done that sooner, because maybe that's what I'm underestimating. It's not just the anti-fatigue, but it's like every turn they get a +2/+2. That means that everything in there in all this time, which I could have easily done it comfortably. Right? I'm trying to cheese the fatigue thing too much, but I might not last that long is the problem. So yeah, maybe doing that earlier is good. I was trying to be too cute with it, but like, how am I going to deal with these two? You can definitely get rid of one. Oh god. Fucking, I was even relying on that, but we have no choice really, but and even that's not enough. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Because I was relying on the divine shield. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have even done that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, see, this makes it feel really contrived with the legendaries. Where, like, I'm literally sitting on this. He has the fucking Lorthamar. So I should have done it earlier, because I kind of forgot that that stacks like that. It's not just that they get +2/+2 period, but every turn. Like, how is that a balanced or fair effect? That would have gotten out of control so quickly. Right, like we'd be easily matching Lorthamar at value. So, and it's not like I couldn't have done that. I had a couple free turns.
Well played.
Yeah, this is like the worst era of Hearthstone to BM people. Like, oh, he won't do lethal when he has it just to kind of troll me, but then he won't realize that, oh shit, it's going to be he won't realize that there will be some actual crazy comeback, because it's not that crazy anymore with how the state of the game is. this time. Now I won't get kil'jaeden when I really want to play him, but I'll do it maybe more without thinking, because then it doesn't matter, right? If the values get out of control, you just need a couple good things in your hand, but then it can really be too much. Because even if they're low cost, it's going to be meaningless because they're going to start to get the +2. I think that's what I remember questioning too, when somebody just used it against me in a previous arena. I was like, oh no, it must just be they get +2/+2 period, like once, not every fucking turn. So now the problem is we're going to not even get him. Oh, never mind. I mean, as long as we're in a reasonably comfortable board position, like, oh no, that's the reason. The downside you see is that a 7-mana 7/7 is considered slow by today's standards. There's a real sacrifice to have to play him, just like Lorthamar. It's such a slow play to play something on equal value to its cost, statting to its cost. Like, that's the one real missed opportunity I feel like with this, is they should have made a mode in this game where you can play the Warcraft TCG with all those cards, right? Just like make a mode separate for that. And people will probably say, oh well, there is a mode. It's just because they probably, between all the cards in this game, they probably have a lot of those same ones, right? Ones that could be comparable, but you know, they probably copied and shared and borrowed a lot of ideas that overlap. But yeah, once they run out of expansion ideas, they'll just do that. They'll do cards from there, which the sad part is you might think, oh, this must be so much better than the Warcraft TCG, which I never really even played, so I don't know, I can't judge it. But it might not be that it's better, it's just more convenient, and that's why this succeeded and that didn't. So if that had been like, pretend a hypothesis of, pretend this was a physical game in its early days and that was a digital one, right? Would Hearthstone have survived, and would that have done better? I think it might have just come down to that. In the state it's currently in, you might say, oh, it's impressive, or it's done some, you know, been through so much, but it's that's
incredible. Thank you.
Again, we just have to survive here. He's never going to expect this, but that exponentiality of this is so crazy. Although it's a shame, because if I just lose one game, we won't get to really flex it all the way. I feel like I had that happen in a lot of drafts. Like, oh, I got this really cool thing, or I could see this cool interaction play out, and it's going to be the best deck ever. And then you go 0-3 or something just before you even get a chance to use it. So obviously those kind of things don't work. You'd rather have just constant boring value instead of one exciting, crazy player combo. Again, will I be able to survive, or not even so much survive, but be in like a comfortable enough position to do this? Not even so much that he has to have nothing on the board, but he has to not be like totally overloading it. Where this next turn could be really bad, because this isn't really what I want to do. The fact that I have this is actually very nice, because then once we do this, right, we're not going to be able to rely on that. So if he has removal, I'm screwed. I have to keep up with the pace a little better, and I can't do it, right? Because we won't be able to comfortably do this. Just like, it won't be immediately good, or maybe depending on what we draw into, it might. But it's more that if you just let it last a couple turns, like 3 turns, now everything is +6/+6, which is insane, right? For doing nothing. It just seems so broken, dude. Like, so everything is, you're at a state where everything is broken, so nothing feels broken. Okay, that's not the end of the world, and he stupidly didn't even attack in, which I don't know why he did that. What do I do? 6. I mean, that's the wrong thing to do right now because but I just again have to survive this right now. Again, let's say I do kil'jaeden next turn, but he could really load up the board where I might not recover at that point then. Or I could do this. See, I don't want to stall it out, but I can't. You have to get to a reasonably comfortable even board position. Or it doesn't always have to be that you have to do it right on that turn. You can, you know, you do a turn 9 and heal something. Is that really going to do anything? Like, it seems like, oh, you're stalling out, but it doesn't matter. Or you'll get through it so easily. I think she seems kind of shitty, really. Just don't summon too many things now. Okay, it's really a waste of hex too for what I was just even clowning that card. His position here is very strong where if I do this I'm probably gonna lose. Right, I need like some AoE that I don't really even have too many in here. This is the kind of position where you don't want to do it at all. Would I really survive if I do this? See, the problem is next turn I won't have a play then. I would just need an AoE, or I would need to get lucky. I would need to get lucky with what I get from it. I could get a taunt or something with an AoE. It seems like a bad play, but you can do 6, 10, 13, 16. He should almost go for it because, again, I won't be able to deal with this. But maybe he assumes I have enough in my hand. Like, I really have no answer. He could just go face and it's just over. There's none of this is going to help me yet. Even though this is good, even though this is good, even though this will save me, it won't get to that point. And I have to hope that I top deck one. See, this seems good enough. Endless portal of demons with +2/+2, immune to fatigue. But then the fact that every turn, each turn they get an additional +2. This doesn't say it in here. That will actually stack. So there is no AoE coming though, but I guess he doesn't know that. Or maybe this could save me that way. Okay, what he summoned at least wasn't that big of a deal, but... Damn, I'm gonna go 0 and 2 with this, even though I was saying how... But again, I think I overcommitted to it a bit. Damn it. Wait, that could be very good. 10 damage to an enemy minion. Save any excess in a 1-cost bottle. This is very important. I don't know why I was like almost even thinking about that, but it's tough because again we're gonna be. But now at least I should have some cushion. If he summons something big, I can do the finale with the heal. And I have this even lifesteal, and then I have the Amara thing, which it's not like oh no, I can even do it right now. Which I might even have to because we can stall out one turn. He's doing the right thing. I mean, he's just putting so much pressure on the board. No, his board's not too threatening here, so maybe I can wait a turn even though I don't want to. I could either do the finale. No, finale is not necessary though. Right, the lifesteal alone is good, so that was at least a good open turn where he didn't do that much. Yeah, see, this is going to start to get crazy. So now I feel safe because of this, even though it's not as good as you think, because he'll have a board that can do almost half of that just the next turn. So you're wasting a whole turn. Now I need another AoE, which we're not going to get. Oh my god. I'm going to have to do it now, and it's not even going to matter. Oh my god. I mean, that's just not going to even help. Good thing we can just still do something else with it, though. 1 mana, 5/7. You know, it's not going to be as good as you think, because he can immediately do a lot. So this kind of effect is really what we need, though, because the values are cute, but we need like a taunt. One of these juiced out wants to be a taunt. The weakness of this seems to be the AoE, though, because we just can't do anything. But his board's full, so it's odd, or he's just going to trade in, obviously. And this kind of effect is obviously going to be useless. Is that named to imply that he like gorges the foul energy from himself? Like the way he's clenching his fist? Maybe that I'm just reading into it too much. He could just be holding something, but he's like gorging it from his own veins, almost like fucking his own foul energy or whatever. Oh man. Not much I can do. I mean, I'm just done. Damn. So yeah, even that, the first time I waited too long, this time you know, it's like +10/+10, but I still can't do it. Or that hex might have even almost saved me. Like, the effect of this is going to have to be something crazy. But, I mean, think about how good that would be in the long term. Like, you're getting... If only this had lifesteal too. Right, that's not going to save me still, but... if this one had lifesteal, it might actually, because one hit off of that. And he might just have simple removal, but... Imagine if we actually do this, but again, the values might almost support that. It's just... Look how stupid that is. You could say, oh, this is the downside because it put me behind, but it wasn't really the fault of even playing kill. Like, again, whatever else we would have gotten in my deck might not have been that big of a deal, or... Oh, it doesn't even have taunt. Fuck. I thought that one had taunt too that you get from it. Or I think I even broke my rule with this. Or I guess I could say, oh, I do it till I lose an arena run. Like, oh, I'm doing each of these categories till I lose a game, but that I obviously lost too.